Welcome to Eat Sleep Nerd, a podcast where you can check out, go AFK, and relax with us as we discuss all things nerd. Comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, and anything else that gets geeks more worked up than a Walmart Superman.
What's up, and welcome to episode number 63. I am your dorky DJ, Corey Winter, and in this episode, we're just going to geek out ad-lib style, and maybe if that doesn't go well, we'll fill in some news stories. Joining me, as always, is my nerdy brother, Josh Winter, and our geeky friends, Jason Summer down there in the box, and
I'm
Christian
back, baby.
James.
Heyo.
Yes, it has been basically a month since the four of us have recorded a proper podcast episode. I'm excited about this.
Very excited.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Yes.
because there's been some stuff I want to talk about.
Oh. Well,
There's some things.
We've been
Some
talking about
things that
stuff.
happen
We've
that
talked about
require
things
some
and stuff.
attention that we all need to pontificate on.
Ooh, that's a good word.
It's a
Thank you.
$3 word, not a $3
Yes,
word.
you can Venmo me.
Had a lot more than 3 letters.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like.
Significantly more
glad-
than 3 letters.
Glad we can spell today. Yeah, just Venmo that to Jason's Cash at Venmo PayPal.com.
The link will be in the show notes. So, Christian, we've had a lot to talk about recently.
Yeah.
If you'll check us out over on YouTube, youtube.com/@eatsleepnerd, we have been posting stuff pretty regularly. Secret Invasion reaction videos,
Woo.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds reaction videos.
Woo.
We did some reviews for The Flash and
Mm.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Woo.
And we just got stuff going on, but it just feels like it's been forever since the four of us have just sat down to talk about just some random geeky crap.
We've not been able to do the thing that has made us want to do this thing in the first place, which is just all of us just to talk nerd together.
Yes.
We
Oh,
we
it's
haven't
kinda
done it.
sad. Yeah, we haven't
Yeah,
done
It is
kinda
sad. It's
it.
been
Yes.
a second.
Haven't been
So-
able to commiserate.
And so if you're
Really?
watching us on
Just-
YouTube,
It's all sadness.
if you're watching us on YouTube, you might be a little nervous about what Josh is doing, because I am.
You shouldn't be. I am a trained professional with minutes of experience.
So I'll just kick us off with what we've been geeking out on. I've been putting in some new toys here in the studio. We finally have a proper soundboard, and
And Josh is
Okay.
on the ready.
I gave
Yeah,
Josh
yeah.
a soundboard of like literally hundreds of sound effects. Both some generic ones, but also some pop culture references. Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
No,
having
he was-
fun
like
yeah, he wasn't ready
half
for that.
long.
Yeah.
Like, that could have kept going.
You know, as we were getting ready for this episode, Josh was just going down the quote list, and we were playing Name That Quote. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's
Super nerdy.
It's well stocked.
Yeah.
It's a good little
well
game
stocked.
that we could play.
And
Yeah.
I have this cool little touchpad that I can actually change our video backgrounds with. How cool is that?
This is all equipment we've had for a while now.
Yeah. I finally had a weekend to put it all together.
Walmart Superman was a reference to the new Superman,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
so that's what they're calling him.
I
which
mean-
I feel bad for the dude.
I wouldn't call him Walmart. Maybe like Target or like Ralph's.
Maybe like Prime Day Superman.
There you go.
Yeah,
Boom.
like you're still pretty
Love
excited
that.
about it,
Yeah.
but
So I guess we're just going to kick this episode off
Ready?
with this. I mean, I had it inside of our news section, but might as well talk about it now because it's not really news anymore.
we're just riffing, dog.
Yeah.
So
We're
we
gonna
have not
riff,
actually
Raph.
done. Yeah, we have not actually done a podcast recording since this news came out that we have officially a new Superman and Lois actors and actress in place for the new Superman Legacy film coming out from James Gunn. So, David, do we know how to pronounce his name?
Corn sweat.
Corn Sweat?
Corn Sweat.
Sweat.
It's not
This is
corn sweat.
Corn sweat.
So probably like 2 months ago, Jason actually brought up this rumor about him being cast, and we made fun of his name, and now I feel bad that he's been cast.
No, you can still do it.
Like,
And he's
then
wearing
Rachel-
a cornflower blue tie.
Oh yes.
Sometimes you
picture
just walk
there.
into it. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Rachel Brosnahan.
Yes.
The marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh yeah, she is playing Lois Lane. So how do we feel about this casting? I mean,
It's good casting.
I think it's
I'm-
pretty spot on.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with it. I definitely get that. I get the Walmart Superman
The
jokes.
knockoff Henry Cavill.
Like he looks almost like Henry Cavill.
But
you
also,
know?
like maybe that's just what Superman looks like. I mean, Henry Cavill
and they
is-
cast someone who looked like
Superman,
Superman.
yeah.
So
So, I
that
mean-
checks out.
He He does not look like Christopher Reeve to me. Excuse me.
Okay. The modern age.
Will anyone ever again look like Christopher Reeve?
Well, I think Brandon Routh actually got really damn close.
He did.
There was a scene in Superman Returns where it was a look up shot from the kid's point of view, Jason's point of view, and it looked like Christopher Reeve. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked just like him. So, I mean, he got pretty close to his facial features.
And I mean, I know there's not a lot to go on right now because obviously we have not seen them do any acting related to being Superman and Lois, but just face value, how we feel about it.
I wonder what they're gonna do with, since it's kind of like a jumping off point for Superman, if he's gonna keep his same body weight or they're gonna have him bulk up just a little bit.
So James Gunn has confirmed it's not an origin story. So maybe it's not really a jumping off point. They had actually just recently established that in Superman Legacy, Superman will be arriving on Earth. Maybe not even said that, but like it will be an established Earth where superheroes already exist. He's not the first superhero.
Nice.
So maybe he's going to just put on a lot of bulk between now and filming.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I do want him to come up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and we've been saying this since the beginning. Definitely me. I, the proverbial we, have been saying this since the beginning, which is anyone who has to follow Henry Cavill is going to be in a tough spot.
Very.
Just because the dude looked like he just looks like he fell out of a comic book.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent medium shirt you're going to have to fill.
Yeah. So
I mean, if he gets, I mean, Christopher Reeve, I think, had the right mix of kind of a gymnast slash swimmer's body combined with a muscular physique.
Yeah.
Like a bulky physique. I think it was the right mix. And to that end, you know, David, he doesn't have the bulk right now. That we don't even know if James Gunn is going to have him bulk up at all. But to that point, Christopher Reeve was more slender than he was in the movie, than in Superman. Like he even talked about wearing like a super large sweater to make him look bigger for his auditions. Same thing with Henry Cavill. Same thing happened with Brandon Routh. So I mean, nobody's going to be in that super physique if you're not Superman. But once you're cast, then you become Superman.
Well,
so
even with Henry Cavill, if you compare Man of Steel to, I guess, the last thing he was in was the post-credit scene in Black Adam.
Yeah.
Like, he just kept getting bigger. Like, he just never slowed down.
And that's one thing, too, that's, I wouldn't say he ruined it, but what's the actor's name from Superman and Lois?
Tyler Hoech?
Yeah. I can never pronounce his last name.
Like
I'm hoping I'm getting it right.
I think that it's not just his suit that was bothering me, like the wide neck, but like he just didn't have the thickness of a neck.
The thickness?
Because he definitely had a job, but it made it look like a bobblehead.
No, I get what you're saying. You can tell he's not really that big.
Right.
And I mean, we say that like he's in great shape. He's just not big.
Yeah.
I will say this. David
Cornsweet.
Yes, sure. David Cornsweet is Sweet Corn. David Sweet Corn. That's what we're gonna call him.
Sweet corn salad.
He's 6'4".
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he tall.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill's only 6 feet.
Oh.
Which means he might
really
only be like 5'11".
Yeah.
But so yeah, a Hollywood 6 feet is like 5'11". But so that's an added piece of difficulty for him. The taller you are, the harder it is to bulk up because you have to do that much more to look bulked up because you're all stretched out. Like it's really easy for a little guy to look like he got swole. He just doesn't have to do as much.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen Anthony Starr. I almost said Anthony Sweat.
Anthony. It's Anthony.
Anthony. Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander.
Yeah, he's skinny in real life.
He's skinny in real life, but the way they make him look in his suit, you would never know.
Yeah,
that's true.
And it's shocking, really.
Well, kind of going back to like the benefit of the high collar, like you don't see where the fakeness ends.
Yeah.
And speaking of a high collar, I would be on board for that for Superman.
Oh, kind of the new 52 look.
Yeah, I did like that costume.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, if that's a change they make, I'm on board with it.
I remember we went over the underwear thing.
I was actually just about to ask. So now that we have a face to the role, how do we feel about him having trunks?
He's gonna have trunks.
He's gonna have trunks.
He's gonna have trunks. just all the classic comics that Gunn says he's pulling from. Dude's gonna have trunks. He's gonna have the underwear on the outside.
Love that.
Guarantee it.
Underwear man.
So
or underpants man.
now we've talked a lot about the new
David.
Superman. Now
Yeah.
the other half of Superman is always going to be Lois,
Yes.
Yes.
or should be. Sometimes it's not, but it should be. How are we feeling about the new actress?
So I mean, yet again, we don't have much. I mean, obviously we've seen her in Marvelous Miss Maisel, but in this role, we haven't
House of
seen
Cards.
anything. Who was she in House of Cards?
So was
She
he.
was-
They were both in House of Cards.
Yeah, she was the strung out one. The hooker.
Oh, wow.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Is that
That
what
doesn't
we're-
narrow it down though. There's a few of those. It's a show about a U.S. senator.
No,
No,
but
she was the one that like they hit her in a hotel for a while,
oh,
and then she tried to run away.
I do remember her. I was
And
always so
then
annoyed
they-
by her character.
Is that
Yeah.
the base
Oh,
we're trying
no.
to use?
Well, it's just because she kept getting in the way.
Is that the base we're trying to use for Lois Lane? A
Well, okay.
hooker.
Okay, hold on now. So I was just gonna say, I mean, literally the only thing we're doing now is taking them at face value. Like we're literally just
It's
judging
literally all
how
you
they
can
look.
do. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
all you can do.
So it kind of feels unfair. But
She looks like Lois Lane.
Yeah.
does she?
She looks like Lois Lane. Okay. I love the Snyderverse. Amy Adams was always miscast as Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I just did not like her as Lois Lane. And I say that as someone who really likes Amy Adams.
Yeah.
I love Amy Adams. I just did not like her as Lois Lane. That was one of the few, in my opinion, miscasts.
Yeah,
that the
I
Snyderverse
agree
had.
with you with that.
Yeah.
I really like her as an actress, and I like love the Snyderverse. But yeah, it wasn't a horrible casting,
No,
but
because
enough
she's a
to where
great
you're
actor. Like, she did
this
a good
didn't
job.
hit right.
Yeah. And the only thing I can think of is just that she just didn't look like Lois Lane. Like, Lois Lane is not a redhead. She's just not.
What is Lois Lane's like character defined color?
She looks like that.
I could have sworn she was blonde. Is that?
No,
No.
No.
You're thinking of Vicky Vale from Batman.
You know, Margot Kidder in the Superman movies. She I think would just like Christopher Reeve was kind of the baseline. I think Margot Kidder should be the baseline for Lois Lane. I mean,
Especially after she got her teeth fixed.
Ooh.
Wow.
It was a different time.
Wow.
Ooh.
She smoked like a carton a day.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, that was.
It was a
back in
different
the
time.
daytime. Yeah, it was a different time.
It was a different time.
All right. Anyway.
No,
so
okay,
I do
so
want to
like at face value, they look great.
Yeah, so I actually do want to go back to like the casting process because we actually found out about it like really late in the process. Like we obviously knew he was casting at some point, but the day before the actual casting was officially announced, we heard reports from insiders that they had narrowed it down to 3 different pairing of Superman and Lois actors and actresses. What's his face that was in Renfield was actually one of the final
Nicholas
3.
Hoult.
Nicholas
Yeah.
Hoult. He was actually rumored to be in the running for Lex Luthor, but he actually wanted to go out for Superman as well, and he actually made it to the final 3. And the way they were doing it was they were not mixing and matching. They actually just had 2 pairs that had, or two people that actually had good chemistry, and like they were it. So if they didn't like the Superman, then the Lois Lane actress wasn't going to make it.
Oof.
So it was always
Oof.
David and Rachel paired up in the final auditions,
Interesting.
and so actually they
2
obviously made it.
actors on the line.
Yeah.
Wow.
So rumors saying there's who was the I keep saying Lex Luthor.
Left Luthor.
The one of the guy that plays Pennywise.
He's one of the Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Right.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, he is in the running to play Lex Luthor.
All the Skarsgårds have these like super Swedish names, and they're just like, screw it, Bill.
So that which is the guy who played the villain in John Wick, right?
Correct. He was
Yes.
the bad guy in John
Yes.
Wick 4.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our that could be our Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I'm actually
he's the
1,000.
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 1,000% on board with that.
Okay.
It's literally that character without hair.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's
so-
one thing I wanted to bring up too. Is like,
What's up?
you know, the things about Superman that make Superman, you know, the trunks and or the face, blah blah. I don't know how I felt with Eisenberg, Jesse Eisenberg.
I hated him.
I hated
Hated
it.
him.
He was
Yeah.
another miscast.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh, he's so annoying.
So
That brings me back to Kevin Spacey. I know you don't
that
like
you're an
him.
advocate for.
Yeah.
Okay, look. I'll say
No,
it.
we're not going there.
I'll say it.
We're not going there. No.
His body of work was great.
It's great. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Like 7. Wonderful
Seven
movie.
was awesome.
K-Pax.
Best surprise appearance ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bald.
Anyway, getting
Bald
way off
Lex
topic.
Luthor.
I think the casting's great. I'm excited to see where this movie goes. I think this is the best way to kick off the pre-production for this movie.
Yeah, we just spent 20 minutes talking about a casting. Just saying. We're just
Yeah.
Well, if you have been a long-time listener of our show,
Yeah.
this is one of those things that's kept coming up over and over again. It's
Right.
just Superman
Been a
and
long time coming.
how they're handling it.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the first hardcore, concrete evidence we've had that something is happening and giving us a little bit of renewed hope. So,
Yeah, Jason, as our Superman man, how would you rate this casting?
Scale of 1 to 27.
weird choice. Right, I'm gonna be safe and put it right in the middle of that. So let's see, 27. So, let's see, hang on,
13 and a half.
13, so 13.5. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So 13.5 stars. No.
Right on.
Yeah, this is
Nice
kind of
prime number.
how I'm treating this like I treated my reaction to Robert Pattinson being selected as Batman. It's like I
believe you
wasn't a fan.
mispronounced Pattinson.
Patterson?
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Oh, I gotcha. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, my bad. I wasn't a fan for the decision, but I also know, like, to give it a chance. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Cool.
Because I was happy with the Batman movie. It was really good. So
yeah. Well, I think that finishes up this little segment. Let's just talk about what we've been geeking out on. Let's bring that back
Yay.
officially. So, who wants to kick us off for the first time in probably about a month? What we've been geeking out on?
well, this is
I can see that Christian's been itching this entire time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's all twitchy.
It's funny because I'm gonna bring it back to Superman.
Oh. Okay.
So on Max,
right.
I got into the DC side of their like animated like movies and stuff.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
So I watched Superman Red Sun.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was on a
Yeah.
list of ones to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was so interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the thought of like, especially at that time that they put it in, that like, how people, I guess the world saw Russia, but he was still Superman. And once he got through the story and was just like, oh, Russia's my country, I'm going to fight for it, blah, blah, blah. And then he finds out what they do behind the scenes that he just didn't know about and they didn't tell him. And he was like, no, that's messed up. It's not going to go down like that. And so it was a really interesting story to see that in like the aspect of Superman. He's still Superman no matter where he comes from. I love that.
Yes.
I like that. I've seen it. I enjoyed it. It was a good one, and I liked it. But one of the things that has always made Superman that has grounded the character Superman is his human upbringing.
Yeah.
By the Kents, Martha and
John.
John. Thank you, John and
You're
Martha
welcome.
Kent.
I was
And
going to try
that
to let
is-
you get there
that's-
on your own.
I appreciate it. Struggling. And I don't recall if he had that same kind of upbringing in Red Sun.
I don't believe they even talked about it.
Right.
Yeah, it
And-
just started with
okay.
him as a kid, and I forget the girl's name, his friend's name. It was just kind of like a scene with them, and then it went right to him being Superman.
Yeah. And I like the idea that he would be more. He would have a strong moral compass, regardless. I
Yeah.
like that. But also, I think it's the upbringing is what makes Superman by
Right.
his human parents.
I did like the one line. So in the beginning, he's getting chased by a bunch of kids, and he ends up hiding, and the girl ends up finding him. He's just hiding behind a tractor, and she was like, "Well, why are you running? Like, are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I wasn't really running because they would beat me up. I'm running because I'm scared of what I would do to them." And I was like, "Ooh, that's a hard line." I love that. Even as a kid, he'd be like, "Nah, let me not." because I'd go to jail.
Which means he's done something in the past.
Yeah, he might have messed up. Like
He did something where he scared himself.
yeah, and I would love that scene in that movie,
Yeah.
but that might be a little bit more rated R.
I've seen a few like alternate timeline Superman cartoon movies, animated movies. Is this one where he is in a relationship with Wonder Woman?
No.
Okay. Then that's going to be the Injustice movie, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
All right.
Cool.
well, let's kill Superman again. All right.
Wow.
Next.
All right. I want to go to Josh next because I know you've been geeking out some stuff this week,
Oh yes.
and I got pictures.
Oh my goodness.
I am the
That's
best
great.
producer in the world.
And best
Could've-
brother.
I was gonna say you could have used some of the ones where it was finished. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's on
Okay,
it's on a
that's a little
slideshow.
better.
Got a slideshow going.
No, so we talked about this briefly the last time we had a podcast, and the 10th edition of Warhammer just dropped a couple weekends ago, and it debuted with the Leviathan box, which is a huge starter set that gives you enough for full on battles. It's 2 whole armies, Space Marines and Tyranids, and so I went out and bought it after I told myself I wasn't going to buy it. And the deal that I made with myself was I can buy it, but I will not touch it until I have put together, painted, and displayed all the other sets that I've already bought.
That's how my Lego hobby goes. But you've seen my closet.
Yeah. And I cheated a little bit. I still have a pack of Chaos Marines that I have not done yet, but I haven't put them together yet. So I said technically that doesn't count. So, this week I finally finished them. This was the week where the boys were with their mom, and I just
Daddy
did like,
got to play.
yeah, I just did like I told myself that I had to do 2 hours a day, and I got through all of them. It was a full pack of Necrons, which is what most of those are, a unit of Cadian shock troops, and then a Ultramarine squad with a lieutenant. And so I'm all cut up, so I can start on the Leviathan box, and I'm pretty excited.
So, what would you say is your average time needed to paint one figure completely?
I would say, because I try to do them kind of like when you're working out, you call it a superset, where you do one thing on all of them,
right,
and then do the next thing on all of them, and then
I
do
get
the next
that.
thing on all. So I would say I probably average about an hour a figure.
Wow,
And that's about 40 figures.
All right.
Wow.
So,
I know you were talking about using different techniques
Yes.
on most of them.
Yes.
Do those other techniques take longer?
So it can. There are some things that do not take long at all and can actually do a lot. For example, so I did kind of a more of a grimdark style where they're not supposed to look clean and shiny and brand new. And so that allows me to be not quite as neat as you might normally be, because they're going to get a wash over them. And the wash darkens the recesses and gives a little bit of a grime or mud, or depending on, what we're going for.
Right.
And then that also means it hides lots of little imperfections, though. So you kind of, by about the third time you do it, you've kind of realized where you need to put attention.
Yeah.
So like head and shoulders, that's the
Knees
first
and
place.
toes. Knees and toes.
It's the first place everybody looks when they pick up a figure,
Mhm.
or anytime you look at any humanoid shape.
Yeah.
Your eyes are automatically drawn to their face and then their shoulders.
Head and shoulders. What about their knees and toes?
That's what I just said. Come on, man.
I missed it. I'm
I
sorry.
already made that
I'm
joke.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear it.
He just remixed it. It's fine.
So
You can scrub it. My bad.
No, it's fine.
So like all of their helmets are really detailed. If they have any detailing around their upper chest or their shoulder pads, like the Ultramarines always have like these big markings on their shoulder pads, and they have this little filigree that goes around it and everything. I realized if I was really careful on that, the closer you get to the boots, no one gives a crap.
Ah, yeah.
So if you do that, you can average like an hour a piece. And
Nice.
that's really not that bad.
It's not.
So how much of this is your own interpretation of the design? Like, for example, the green that's popping on these. Like, did you decide to make that green, or is that
No, that's a pretty well accepted
okay
scheme. And most of these are more or less the Games Workshop Citadel color guide. Like the colors are more or less the accepted colors. I just didn't try to make it look like they just walked out of the uniform depot or something.
Yeah.
Like these are people who haven't been to their home planet in decades.
Okay.
That, like, you know,
tears?
Yeah, I mean, someone probably died in that uniform last week, and now the new guy has to wear it. You know, like
That guy.
it's the grim dark future.
Of
the 41st millennium.
It's all coming around.
Yeah.
Right. Mm.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm caught up, so now I can actually start on the big set that I bought.
And we can start playing.
Yeah, we have enough now that we can actually play games.
Love
so, live stream coming soon. Be on the lookout. Putting it out there.
How do I play?
Go get your own, and
Wow.
or I guess he could just make the moves and we can move them for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he would just have to teleconference what he wants us to
So
do.
something like rook to E7.
I mean,
Sure.
it's the general idea. Yeah,
That's how it works.
Or we can just develop that like hologram thing from Star Wars.
Oh yes.
So he can move his own pieces.
Right.
Yes. Get on that.
Get right on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Jason, I know you said you haven't been doing much, but we know that you've been in a play. So
I have.
This past weekend was opening weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Hey,
So, how did it go?
Oh, it went wonderfully. So the play that we're doing, for those who are new, is The Tragedy of Julius Caesar. And I'm doing it with a community theater company called Chicago Street Theater in Valparaiso, Indiana.
So just to be clear, the Chicago Street Theater is not in Chicago.
Correct. Nor is it affiliated with Chicago.
It's down the road from Chicago.
It is. So the area that I live in is called Chicagoland because it's all considered suburbs of Chicago, anywhere within like an hour and a half of Chicago. And so I'm about an hour out from Chicago.
It's like a northern Nashville.
Say what?
Said it's like a northern Nashville.
Kind of.
Like we're in Huntsville, Alabama. We're basically a suburb of Nashville.
Well, I was going to use
like
I don't think Birmingham's like a suburb of Huntsville.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, which is right. It used to be Huntsville was but now it's Birmingham. Anyway, moving on. So we did this weekend. We did Shakespeare in the Park. So we essentially, we did the performance that we're going to be doing next weekend, which is actually in the venue. The venue was the Valparaiso downtown amphitheater. And everybody could come out for free, and we had food trucks, and I guess there were some fireworks, but I don't know if that was associated with us because it was during the performance. So,
oh wow,
which was really,
they just thought y'all were killing it, dude.
You're right now. But yeah, it was great. The audience was wonderful. It was. I'm working with a really wonderful cast and crew, and it came together really nicely. It's been a lot of fun, and so it was a good weekend. I had a lot of fun with it.
Good.
And so you've been busting your butt this past like month, like until like 10:30 rehearsals, like 5 days a week, something like that.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm tired. So as I mentioned earlier, the main venue is the actual theater house, and what we have to do is we broke down the set and we reconstruct it on the nights that we have the performances, and then we have to deconstruct it to keep it safe. So there's a team that does that at the beginning, and then you assist as you can after the production is done. Now, last night, because it was the last night at the amphitheater, we broke it down, had to bring it back to the theater, and then reassemble it last night. And it was a big group effort. And even then, we got done about 10 o'clock with the production. We didn't leave till about 12:45, 1 o'clock from the theater. And it was, I slept most of today. I was just out.
So you're too
I'm
old
not
for that.
as young as I used to be. And let me tell you, most of the time I feel pretty young. I feel pretty pretty vibracious. Vibracious? Vibrant?
Vibracious.
Vibracious. Right through the computer screen. No. But you start pushing me past like 10:30, 11 o'clock, I feel every bit my age, man.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, really, really, really great time. I'm having a blast, and I can't wait till next weekend in the actual venue.
Is there going to be a recording of this since we can't make it?
Is this something we can see on the YouTube?
Is it streaming anywhere?
I think it's streaming on CCTV. I don't know. No.
Link in the show notes.
Or Fathom Events.
I asked if they had if they did recordings, and they said no. So
wow. Okay.
Rude.
Yeah. Jeez.
But it's all right. It's okay.
No, it's not. I want to see it.
But there'll be plenty of production shots and photos.
But how long is the show running for?
So that do you mean the duration of the show, or how many weekends?
How long will you be in concert?
Yes.
Oh, next weekend's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it went all the way through July. No.
Well, guys, we ought to cancel our plane tickets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang. Well, sorry, we can't see it.
No, it's all right. It's cool.
We've changed the rules.
Hey,
Can you get your mom in there with the cell phone? Like,
my mom doesn't live here.
Or your brother?
Oh no! Well, my brother will be coming to the next weekend. Maybe he can. We'll see.
tell him 4K or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let him know that my tech snob friend Josh.
Our YouTube channel's not even 4K, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else, buddy? You just acting or got anything else going on?
So that does take up a lot of time. It's one of the long running jokes with theater folk is anytime you ask them to do something during a production period is, hey, do you want to do such and such? And the canned response is always, I can't, I have rehearsal. So, yeah. And that's pretty much across the board.
We're going to start using that.
So,
yeah. We were in band.
I can't, I have rehearsal. But no, but it's pretty accurate because there's just like, we did rehearsal like 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
And yeah. But I did get to work.
You had to miss our Secret Invasion and
I missed that, and I missed
last week.
Jason missed Star Trek, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it broke my heart. There
was a new episode of Star Trek, and Jason wasn't there.
I know, and I still haven't watched it. So
oh no,
I have to catch up. Yeah.
For all of our watchers and listeners, youtube.com/@EatSleepNerd. You can find all of our Star Trek Strange New World Season 2 reaction videos and a playlist on our channel. So go find that if you've been watching along.
Order now.
So what else I've been doing
was the point.
No, thank you, Josh, for that plug for us. Yeah. I did manage to get my hands on the demo for Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
And then I ordered a hard copy of the game, and that finally came in as well.
Nice.
So I did play
Jason
the demo.
buys discs.
You make fun of us every time. We
I like having my library.
We like the disc. I actually just bought some new shelves for my TV room so I can have all of my discs on nice display.
Hey, Corey, I feel you. I got you, man. I got you.
I mean,
I'm with you.
The soundboard.
So it looks like the premise of this game is that you've got several fighting kingdoms, and I don't know if it's each one, but at least this one that you're kind of following, the ruling family, they have a member of the family which can kind of hone an elemental creature, which generally up to this point we've seen these creatures as guardian forces, like Shiva and Ifrit, and like ice elemental, fire elemental, and things like that. But in this case, it looks like that the person actually becomes the guardian force, and it's like the protector of the realm. And so you've got these different fighting factions that want to take out these particular humans so that they can't be used or something like that. And somehow the brother of this human that can become the guardian force, the kingdom falls, and he gets indentured into an imperial army, and it kind of picks up from there. And he feels like he's and somehow the prince who had this power has been killed somehow, and there's still a lot of mystery surrounding it. And the brother feels an inordinate amount of guilt about it. So, oh yes, very nice, very nice. Yes, I see. What
He
you
did that on the fly, y'all.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I don't know if this is the Ifrit beast in the background there or the Phoenix beast. I don't know which one that is. I can't tell.
I know
it looks like a bird.
Nothing about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't know what an
sorry.
Ifrit is.
An Ifrit is a fire. It's like a demon fire elemental, and it's a consistent Guardian Force character almost all the way from the beginning of Final Fantasy. Like these are like, even though Final Fantasy, each game may be different, there are things that are consistent across the board. Like these Guardian Force / they're super elemental attacks, and they can only be used under certain circumstances, and each circumstance is different depending on the game. But there's always been like Shiva, which is ice, and it's like a very very attractive blue woman who like shoots ice, is like pretty consistently. Ifrit is like a demon, a fire demon. God, what's another one? Then you have like Odin, he's kind of a six-armed creature who's kind of a Norse-based creature.
That tongue was just in all sorts of ways.
I was thinking like the goat that's on the meme. But anyway, it's been a long weekend, folks. But anyway, so it's a really fun game. I don't have much to say about it right now, other than I do like the fighting. What do you call it? Not the dynamics, the fighting mechanics. The fighting mechanics.
Yeah.
So far, the story is pretty interesting, and hopefully, I'll have some more time over the next couple of weeks to just kind of delve in. And I'm gonna try and finish the game first, just to have a review, and then I'm gonna go back and try the side quests, which is hard for me to do because I love side quests.
All right.
But I want to do a review anyway.
All right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's all I had. Theater and Final Fantasy 16.
All right.
What about you, Corey?
I have two things.
Ooh.
Okay.
One
Oh my.
is so Jack Ryan, the final season, has started airing on Amazon, and I'm very sad.
Jazz.
I'm sad that they didn't drop the whole thing at once.
So I actually kind of like that,
No.
because as we were saying with Secret Invasion, it would have been nice if they'd like 2 episodes at a time. So with Jack Ryan, they're doing 2 episodes at a time, 2 every week. So it's 6 episodes. The last 2 episodes air this week. I'm actually liking it, because I'm not just plowing right through it in one day, and I'm sad I didn't get to spread it out. So
Just have an experience.
yeah, but
So this is forced self-control.
yes. So
That's
very
not self-control.
very slight spoilers. Very
Okay.
slight spoilers here.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
So no sound, just
Sorry. He didn't give me a heads up. He didn't give me a heads up. Here it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Very slight spoilers here.
We're gonna have a shortcut next time.
So, one of my biggest complaints about this series so far is that, it was getting canceled. I guess not canceled. It's ending before he ever got to ascend to the presidency of the United States like he does in the books. But he has actually gotten steady promotions throughout the CIA, throughout the series, pretty much won the season. At the beginning of this season, he actually was getting appointed as the deputy director of the CIA, which was actually, I think, the role he had before becoming the Secretary of State in the books, which is what led him to becoming the president in the book. So this is actually just a couple of jobs shy of him ascending to that role he has in the books. And in the very first episode, they actually kind of hinted about his future in politics, which could potentially tie into him making more appearances in the future, such as in the Rainbow Six movie in the future with Michael Pena. Pena. I'm never going to get that right. So while this is sad that his time is coming to an end before we really get to see that character really develop, I'm enjoying it because it's kind of teasing that there's still potential for him to come and do more stuff as Jack Ryan. So, and
Maybe
plus,
like
just
a movie?
this season's awesome.
maybe like a movie.
Maybe.
I've always been curious. This is John Krasinski, right?
Yes.
So I've always wondered, because like him in real life, he has an insane accent. Like you probably couldn't tell in The Office because he kept his voice really like monotone sometimes. But like I'd imagine in other movies, you could sort of tell in A Quiet Place.
Wait, what's his accent?
He's from Boston.
Oh, he's got a Boston accent.
Big
Yeah.
Boston accent, yeah.
Oh,
Him and Ben Affleck are like
gross.
usually friends about that.
Gotcha. Do you
Yeah,
say
his
gross
accent is-
about a
it's
Boston
weird.
accent?
Yeah, that's just
It's-
gross.
it's kinda gross.
Boston.
Best.
All right,
Boston accent.
everybody from
Khakis.
Massachusetts,
Khakis.
Wow.
please don't leave us.
Please don't leave us.
So I was wondering, like, how his voice is in this show. Like, can you tell, or is he trying real hard?
I mean-
it's his typical John Krasinski accent. It's the Office accent. It's his American accent.
Because sometimes you could tell in the office too. Like he'll slip on certain words, and like especially like other characters like Phyllis. She's from like the St. Louis area, and she'll draw out some words. So,
I
like
did
some
notice
people-
that. I just
yeah.
thought it was part of her character.
No,
Yeah. So really liking Jack Ryan. I'm sad it only has 2 more episodes left. But one more thing. I'm actually very excited about this. So Jason,
Yes.
you remember Life is Strange, that video game series that just breaks our hearts every time we
Yes.
play it?
Yes.
So remember the first game? I told you how it basically broke me as a human being, and I'm never going to be the same person ever again after having played that game.
Yeah.
So that game, Life is Strange, the original game, the 2 characters, Max and Chloe,
Right.
they stuck with me pretty hard
Okay.
after playing that game. Like that game, just it does stuff to you, like awful, terrifying, sad, depressing stuff. But it's so
it rips your
freaking.
freaking heart out of your freaking chest.
It does. And it's
Yes.
so beautiful. But it's one of those games where you can, it's not a hardcore butterfly effect game, but the stuff you do does potentially change the
outcome.
outcome, thank you, of the game.
You were almost there.
So I know.
I was like, what
Started the
happened?
word.
I was trying to say like outfect. I was like, that's not, that's not over. There are essentially 2 endings to the game. Spoilers. Sorry, I have buttons now. I'm going to be pushing this stuff all the time.
Sad spoilers.
So this is like a 6-year-old game at this point. If you haven't played it now, sorry. But there's 2 potential outcomes to this game, and one is where you choose to save your friend Chloe, but sacrifice the entire town to this hurricane. Or the other one is you save the town, but you sacrifice your friend. So
Bye, friend.
yeah, oh god.
You think?
Either-
Hey, you think it's that simple?
You
but
think
it's
it's
not.
Mm.
Yeah. So anyway, the way it ended, it was a pretty finite ending. Like you never saw these characters again, really, aside from some cameos. The second game didn't have these characters at all. It was a completely different set of characters. Same thing for the third game.
However,
They do
just
show
real
up a
quick,
little bit.
just jump in. You can tell in the second game. You can indicate which choice you made,
Yes.
and that will change the dialogue that's referenced a few times in the second game.
Oh,
Yes.
that's super cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
they did have a DLC expansion to the first game where it's actually kind of like a prequel featuring Chloe. But they came out with a graphic novel series, which is actually
Oh.
a sequel to Life is Strange, featuring Max and Chloe. And it's actually based on the outcome of the ending where you actually save Chloe but sacrifice the town.
Oh.
And so I've been reading those. They've been, I think the last issue, the 6th issue of this graphic novel series came out last spring. So it's been a minute now, but I've been reading them. I have them here. I have powered through them. I had to hold it up, but I have been powering through them. They are written by, Emma Vaselli, Claudia Lenardi, and Andrea Izzo. You can find these on Amazon and stuff like that, but they captured every single thing about these games that made them so special, and it puts you right back into the world. It connects you right back to these characters. The way you read it feels like the same actresses were actually voicing these characters just on print. Like they picked up the personalities so well. So I was drawn right back in the moment I started reading this, and I'm all heartbroken all over again. It's so beautiful.
Oh,
And Jason,
man.
I need you to
Yeah,
read
okay.
this. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
as
it's so good.
as you were talking about it, I'm like, I'm ordering this off
It's
Amazon.
so good.
The-
It's so
yeah.
good.
The Life is Strange video game series is good, but none of them quite has captured the first game yet.
Yeah, and I think it's
the-
really just the characters, Max and Chloe. Like they were just such well-defined characters,
and I also
and their
think-
relationship was so freaking strong.
I also recommend getting the soundtrack if you haven't. The soundtrack to the game is beautiful. Like it opens with a song called American Girl.
American Girl.
And it's just this beautiful acoustic, just kind of like almost folksy, but maybe a little grunge. But it's beautiful. And the rest of the soundtrack of the game follows that, and it's all kind of just like this contemporary indie, just folksy music. It's really nice.
Okay, I'll
So
have to check that out.
yeah, just to continue with that the experience outside the game.
Yeah. So yeah, I powered through all 4 of the first graphic novels in like an evening, and like these are pretty lengthy graphic novels. Like what? Probably, I don't know, what would you say, 100 pages per one? Maybe?
That's a lot. I'd say like 50.
No, it's meaty. Anyway, yeah,
I think I like
I
50
couldn't put them
pages.
down. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. reading them.
There's no numbers.
Yeah, there's no numbers, which I was looking for. But anyway, so highly recommend if you are a fan of that series, which you should be because they are critically acclaimed, some of the best games of all time. Highly recommend. I want more of this story. So I can't see what the timer says. How long have we been here,
It
guys?
says 54:49.
Do you guys want to keep going?
Well, technically it's less than an hour.
I
Less
want to
than
make this a little bit more about me.
Oh,
hell yeah.
All right.
that. Love it.
So
All right,
so
Jason.
Christian said before we recorded that he had a question for me.
You
You
had
said you want to
something-
ask me
You
about
said
something.
you had something for him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the Superman thing I was talking
Oh.
about.
Okay.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
all you get, Jason. Sorry.
Well, then I take it all back.
Yeah.
Move on. We're good.
I was hoping for a little bit more.
Oh, a little more back and forth on
Yeah.
it.
You know what? How about
Mhm.
we get
Mhm.
into some nerdy news?
Heyo.
So, yet again, I'm just doing this segment to fill some time because I have missed you guys. I have missed this podcast. We don't have any groundbreaking stuff. I'm actually just pulling stuff from like the past 3 weeks. Nothing major.
Yeah, we're we're going to be a little behind, right, on some of this.
Some of this,
Yeah.
and some of this is not really even news. It's just I'm pulling headlines. So the first thing I actually want to talk about is Oppenheimer. So this movie might be the movie of all movies, second only to maybe Mission Impossible this summer, which we'll talk about in a second. So Oppenheimer. So
You've created a monster.
I know.
Corey.
I apologize. I apologize. So this is one that we are most definitely reviewing and discussing after it comes out in 2 weeks, I believe, right? So this is supposed to be just one of those huge movies. We have found out Christopher Nolan has been doing interviews. He's saying there is not a single CGI shot anywhere in this film. Everything is practical and real.
Okay,
Wow.
now hold on. Pause.
Okay.
Calling shenanigans on that.
Why?
I mean, I believe that. I get what he's trying to say. Is that the things that most studios would make CGI, like for example, a nuclear explosion. He's not.
Yeah, he's not.
He's
doing
not doing CGI. He got a worrisome amount of TNT, and
And a really open field.
yeah, and you know what? Kudos, bro.
Oh, wait, hang on. I'm just stuck on a worrisome amount of TNT.
Just a worrisome amount of TNT. And look for the worrisome TNT T-shirt in the store. So no, I get what he's trying to say, but if I was a special effects dude on that film, I would be a little peeved that he said it like that.
Oh, I see. what
Like
you're
to
saying.
say that there's no special effects. Okay, come
There's
on,
a little
That's
bit.
not right.
No, wait. He said no CGI effects.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, that means no compositing, no. I'm just. It's a nitpicky thing, but it
No,
bothered
no.
me when I read the quote.
So the question is, okay, just to be devil's advocate, what if he meant like everything that was done, like, in post, just wasn't done on computer? Like, what if, like, you still
Well,
have to
no, I
like
mean-
add the nuclear blast, but what if it's done old style in a way?
Well, no, I mean, I
don't know.
understand what he's
Yeah.
saying. What he's saying
Yeah.
is, like I said, just the things that you would normally do CGI, he's not doing CGI.
Right.
So, which has been his staple since Batman Begins. Like the whole thing is that he tries to do it practically first. So this is the same guy who crashed a 747 into a building because he was worried the CGI wouldn't look right.
Also, he flipped a semi.
Yeah, with a big old pneumatic pump.
Yeah, so the interview in question is Collider. So you can go to collider.com. I'll link to it in the show notes. He did an interview with Collider saying he's all about the practicality and not only has a focus on practicality, but it contains 0 CGI shots.
So CGI shots versus CGI touch-up.
And post, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
It's obviously,
maybe.
CGI is going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's just saying the shot is not CGI. There are CGI elements.
Yeah, I would definitely want a practical explosion, and you can fix that, like the blown out parts in post, rather than trying to replicate that in CGI. That would probably save you a little bit more money, especially on labor trying to do like replicate that kind of thing.
So, speaking of practical versus digital, I see a picture that Corey has here.
So we knew a while ago, it was announced that he has made a special IMAX format print for this movie. That's only going to be appearing in
it's less than 70. It's less than 70 theaters in the world, and I think it's less than 20 in the US.
I was going to say, I think it's like only 15 in the US because it needs special equipment to play this IMAX print because it's 11 miles long.
So it
requires like a forklift to lift up a single copy of it.
Yeah, it's like 600 pounds. It's 11 miles long, and it's on 70 millimeter IMAX print. And so here's the fun fact. Oh, no, go ahead, Justin.
No, I said it looks like 70 millimeter.
It's 70 millimeter. It's real IMAX print. So I went down a rabbit hole on the YouTubes about this. And it turns out that even if you've gone to see IMAX movies, you have probably never seen an IMAX movie.
Yeah.
Most IMAX is what they lovingly call Limax. Where all it is just a super large screen. There is, for example, in Huntsville, I believe we have an actual IMAX screen in the Space and Rocket Center.
Yeah.
And it's the uncomfortably large
like a dome.
Screen. Yeah, correct. That's a real IMAX theater.
I was going to say, I used to work at that. I used to work in the IMAX. It's called the Space Dome Theater.
Yeah.
And yes, we had plates with that 70 millimeter film on it that we had to lift and carry manually and put on the dang projector.
I would have believed you.
Yeah. No, it was, And yes, it's the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, has at least when I was there, had a true to life IMAX theater. Yeah. And yes. Yep. Now that is exactly what that looked like.
It is not one of the theaters that is getting the Oppenheimer print.
Wouldn't that be perfect though?
Yeah. It would be.
I know. At the Space and Rocket Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. There's
same.
Yeah. There's a lot of World War II and rockets and Nazism. Well, maybe not Nazism. Well, kind of.
Yeah. Von Braun.
Yeah. Anywho.
Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
The Civic Center was named after Von Braun, not the other way around, Jason.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know.
I know. I hate you so much.
That's on video.
I don't know. We're toying with the idea of making the drive up to Nashville to see one of the actual 70 millimeter prints. Christopher Nolan has said in numerous interviews, this is
the way to do it.
The way to see it.
Yeah.
And the closest one to us is the IMAX theater at the Opry
Land.
At the shoot.
Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry. Yeah, thank you.
I
started with the wrong word. It just didn't sound right.
If we do that, we'll vlog our experience just because we need more content.
Going to record the whole thing.
Meanwhile, as the FBI descends,
So Oppenheimer. One other thing coming out about this, and this is kind of a touchy subject because we want to keep this podcast PG.
It's just so weird.
That's a weird thing.
Christopher Nolan came out and said that there is prolonged full nudity between Cillian Murphy,
Killian.
I always get it wrong, and Florence Pugh. The love story aspect is as strong as I've ever done, says Christopher Nolan. Prolonged full nudity.
See, that's the word that kills it.
Prolonged.
Like,
to what end?
Uncomfortably long.
The front end.
Well, ha.
No,
So
no, but I mean, why? I guess
that's what I was kind of like. It just
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Like, we're not necessarily wanting a backstory in Oppenheimer.
What about a front story?
a full frontal story?
the full Monty on Oppenheimer.
I just want to see stuff blow up.
Yeah,
Maybe you will.
I just don't need to see the dude's H-bomb. That's all I'm saying.
So this interview where he said this was
It's sex bomb bomb.
It was in The Guardian, so I'll be looking at that as well. It's a pretty lengthy interview, but that was one of the takeaways from it. So, yeah, that might be something to keep an eye out for when you go watch this movie. Might not be suitable for children.
It's a PG-13. Have we gotten a rating on it yet?
It's R.
Oh, it is R?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was surrounded by children in Deadpool, so you never know.
Yeah, let me. I am a proponent for listening to the dang ratings, and if you're going to be a parent that complains about the lasciviousness or the lewdness or the violence of a Deadpool or another rated R movie,
yeah, it's R.
I'm sorry, that's kind of on you. I'm
it
sorry.
really is. 3 hours. Jesus.
Yeah, 3 hours 9 minutes.
So it's rated R for a reason, folks.
Yeah,
and apparently that reason is full
complain if
frontal
you
nudity.
don't like the content. Say what?
I said, and apparently that reason is full frontal nudity.
Yeah, so there's that. We also have one other big blockbuster coming out that's actually coming out this week.
Barbie.
Okay, there's that too.
Oh yeah.
We're doing Barbie and Oppenheimer together, bro.
Yeah, so we're going to be
Same
doing
day.
a double feature, Oppenheimer and Barbie, I guess, next weekend. But
It's gonna be lit.
Oh wait, we're watching Barbie.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess so.
I mean, if you really want to, Jason.
I guess so.
I'm making a full day.
I
out
mean,
of it.
if it's for the channel, I guess I have to watch it.
I'm gonna have like 2 fried eggs and a cigarette. Go see Oppenheimer, then get a milkshake and go see Barbie. Like that's my whole day planned out.
All right.
Yep.
Watch out. Make sure that your crowd that
Want to try that again?
your front yard doesn't get overcrowded.
Oh, get it?
No.
Milkshake bringing all the boys.
Oh.
to the yard. Dang right. It's better than y'all's.
So the movie I was actually talking about coming out this weekend is actually Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Starring the immortal Tom Cruise.
And this one's kind of a little bit outside our realm of geeky stuff, but
I don't know.
But it's Tom Cruise. So
Yeah,
it's going to be another big blockbuster right up there with Top Gun Maverick. So that's coming out this weekend.
And Magnolia.
Sorry, I'm only hearing like what?
Steel
I
Magnolia.
said and Magnolia.
God, stop it. I will have probably a special guest joining us for that review because I just like having people on here to talk about random stuff. So
we just find them out on the street.
Yeah. So the reason I bring this up pre-release is because the critic reviews have started coming out, and a good bit of them at this point. As of this recording, there have been 158 reviews that have been shared on RottenTomatoes.com, and it's currently sitting at a 99%. 99% out of 158 reviews. That's pretty dang good.
So
That's
out of a
near
potential
impossible.
several million people watching to see it, we're like looking at a sample set of 158 people.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Well, the critics are usually the ones that just drop everything for no reason. So if critics are saying it's good,
We're going to think it's trash.
well, yeah, that could, yeah. But
It was the most artsy Mission Impossible I've ever seen.
so the interesting thing is that it's super rare for a movie franchise to have 4 installments ranked in the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. Toy Story has done it for animation. Spider-Man and the MCU have done it, but it was with multiple series. 007 has done it, but with 2 different actors. Tom Cruise is the first to do it with 4 movies as a single actor across a single series of movies. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
My thing is, I wonder if he's going to be taller than Haley Atwell in this movie. Because that's been a thing. He's not a tall man.
He's not.
a tall man.
He's not.
You know what? It's a movie, and I will allow a height correction if they need you to look taller. I'm sorry. It's a movie. It's
Like
all
she's
you know.
she's Captain Britain. She's tall glass of water.
Captain Britain, aye.
One other thing about this is Tom Cruise has said that he wants to keep making Mission Impossible movies until he's as old as Harrison Ford is now, which is 80. So he might be getting Mission Impossible for a while.
And
Man.
Tom Cruise just turned 60?
Late
He
50s,
did.
maybe?
No,
Did
he just turned 60.
Okay.
He
He's
either
up there.
just turned 60 or just turned 70, and I think it's 60.
60.
So-
Yeah, I just saw a video of, I think it's the last Mission Impossible, where he's like hanging on that helicopter with the thing hanging down.
Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a clip of him failing to hang on.
Apparently the crew thought he actually died when that happened.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, bro, sit down.
Chill out a little bit.
Like, go
What-
make
what happened in the
Footloose
clip?
again.
I mean,
What
you
happened in
say
the
that, though. But
Oh, no, it was-
he's
it
in better
was-
shape than all
It
of
was
us.
It's
the scene
very
that
much
was
so,
in
yeah.
the movie where he's hanging on the helicopter trying to chase down Henry Cavill, and
Right.
in the movie he actually like he trips and like he falls down and then lands on the cargo that the helicopter is carrying. But in real life, when they were filming that scene, he did what he was supposed to do, but he did it so convincingly that the crew actually thought he fell on in real life and actually died.
Oh,
But no, he was just
okay.
like he was just being really awesome, Tom Cruise.
Okay. So actually, nothing happened to him. It was just
Correct.
a
Yeah, he was just
convincing
totally fine.
He
stunt.
jumped up and said, "Did we get it?"
Yeah.
He acted
His leg
real well.
hanging off.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No,
Okay.
very excited about this one. I'm a huge Mission Impossible fan, so this is going to be awesome. We need to figure out when you can go see it. So, yeah, no, I'm putting you on blast.
Obviously, in the middle of work.
Yeah. So a couple other things. I know. I mean, we're already over an hour, but I don't care. I'm having fun. So there is
Corey's
another
gonna edit
story.
the crap out of this.
Nope, just gonna leave it in, all in. So, Netflix's The Witcher, the final season with Henry Cavill, has started airing in 2 parts. The first part is already available on Netflix. Part 2 is coming out July 27th, I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
And so Netflix started doing some viral marketing, some guerrilla style marketing, where they're making sure people realize that Henry Cavill is still in the show. So much so they started like blasting these like projector things on national monuments saying, yes, he's still Geralt in season 3, The Witcher. like
It's bad.
like they're trying really hard to make sure people stay subscribed.
Do you think they realize they messed up?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's probably why
Do-
they're doing
do-
this.
Okay.
Do you think that they care?
Probably not.
Probably.
Not enough to fix it.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but Josh,
Yeah.
have you actually gotten a chance to watch it yet?
No.
Oh, well,
I mean, okay, so look, like here, like we've talked about this a little bit before. I do not always have time throughout the day, but every 2 weeks I can usually find one day where I can do whatever I want. So for me, it will actually be easier to wait till both parts are out and then just crush it in one day.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then I will watch the first episode of season 4.
Just to see.
Just to see.
I'm calling the shot.
Just
It's
gotta
going to
see
be
that-
one
Just
episode.
gotta
of
see how that
season 4,
meta thing works out where they change actors.
Yeah. where he regenerates.
Yeah.
They're going to Doctor Who him.
Did I just dream it, or did Netflix say they're gonna do like some kind of meta?
Yes, no, that's a real thing.
Yeah. Okay.
They even said it in the context of we're such deep and engrossed fans of the source material. We know that this is something that has happened before, and we're going to make sure that it is true to the story and blah, blah, all the reasons that he left. So, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did have some other landmarks where they posted this this little like, projector thing. So, yeah.
Okay, so I
Interesting.
mean, I get it. They're trying to make sure that someone still watches the show. But like, if you're this worried about it, why are we even acting like we're going to do a season 4?
Exactly.
Just let this be the end of it.
If I was that Hemsworth, what's his name?
Liam, the other one,
I'd be like,
Thor's younger brother.
yeah, I'm good on this.
Yeah, Thor's younger brother, Geralt 2, Miley Cyrus's ex.
Ouch.
When you're just famous enough that you're referred to by the other people's famous things that you're tied to, that's not a good sign.
It's not.
Yikes. So that's
Yeah.
The Witcher. We'll probably talk about that one more after the last episodes with Henry Cavill air later this month. Just a couple more things I want to touch base with you guys on. We'll save this.
How do you think they got that on the side of the rock face?
So part of me just thinks it's Photoshop. Like I don't think
Is
it's
that what it
actually
is?
there.
You don't think it's a real picture?
I don't think it's a real picture.
Or it
Maybe
might be
it is.
a boat.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I'm
About
just
what?
looking at it.
Like where's the projector?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know, but at the same time, like you can see
On
the
the boat.
reflection in the water. If it is Photoshop, they did a really good job. I guess is what I'm getting at.
AI.
Maybe it's drones with projectors.
I'm just saying that one. Oh, that's a good one. That one photo with the lady in front. Why was she blurry?
It's called depth of field. No, I don't know.
Like she's like hazy, like it's a fake picture. Also, where is that?
I think it's all in the UK.
Uh,
I don't know. These might be fake. It might just be Netflix trying to get some hype going, and it's not actually all
It's
there.
just sad.
Yeah. So there's that. Couple other stories. So you guys know about Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, potentially one of the best pirate games ever made. You guys know about that one?
I'm familiar.
Yeah, you guys know about them. So Ubisoft is reportedly developing a remake of 2013's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. However, it's apparently in the early stages and it won't be complete for a few years. According to Kotaku, a team at Ubisoft Singapore is heavily involved in the remake's development. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because we know that Ubisoft has been making this Skull and Bones game for about a decade now. And that game was pretty much a spin-off of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And so now this one keeps getting pushed back, and now they're announcing that they're just going to go ahead and remake Assassin's Creed 4. So
it's almost like they're doing this just to
distract us from never releasing Skull and Bones.
Exactly. It's like if we just put this out, they'll never talk about it again. And oops,
Skull and Bones.
Here we are.
What's that?
That's
There are
not
rumors. There. All right.
It's not.
I've heard tale.
Ooh, this gets juicier. So I'm just reading. I haven't actually read this article. In an internal email viewed by Kotaku, the Singapore studio is reportedly forcing its developers to work on Skull and Bones in person at the office instead of remotely. While the studio is seemingly providing breakfast and dinner, it looks like the move is to pressure its developers to work longer hours in order to ship the closed beta that's due in late August for Skull and Bones.
We're a decade into this, and the beta is coming in August. So that's not even the release date for the game. That's the beta test.
The team working on Skull and Bones also reportedly discussed if it was possible to pivot Skull and Bones into a game that's more like Black Flag. That would potentially mean adding elements of co-op exploration and hand-to-hand combat instead of just resource gathering mechanics in PvP naval battles.
Wait a second. Stop. Pause. Hold on. So this actually tells us even more. You never get off the boat in the game that, as it stands.
That's what it
it's
sounded
just
like,
naval
didn't it?
combat and resource gathering.
That just sounds boring. I'm sorry.
No, it's 100% boring. Oh my god! Just can this game. Just can it. The money's gone. I hear from very reliable business resources that you can write that off as a tax loss.
Hang on.
Just cancel the game.
Yeah.
So we're going to Batgirl it?
Yes.
Mm.
Batgirl's something that deserves to be Batgirled for once.
Right. Batgirl didn't deserve to be Batgirled.
No.
Disney just Batgirled some movie that was only on there for like 3 months.
They were gonna Batgirl Echo, but...
Yes, I talked about that with you guys privately.
Yeah, so they were gonna Batgirl Echo, but then the Writers Guild strike happens, and they're very concerned that they're not gonna have any content to put out for a year or so. So they would rather have a show that they don't think was good enough to put out than to have nothing.
So they rather have something than nothing, essentially.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which is why they're dropping it all in one day.
Yep. And also pretty much confirms my suspicion that Echo is going to be a hot bag of doo-doo.
Oh yeah, I was on that same boat.
I just had zero high hopes for that.
Yeah. So anyway, Skull and Bones. That's
I was almost on board with the hey, we know we need to get this game out, so let's just stay a little bit longer. We'll give you some food. But then again, that goes to the thing with like at work. You're like, hey, I really could use a raise. And your job's just like, hey, here's a pizza party. Help you feel better about that.
Hey, guys, if you can just hang out for a few more minutes, we're going to get some pizza here, and it's going to be great. Lock the door.
and like the pizza's all cheese.
Yeah, not a darn topping on it.
Yeah.
Who got
They forget
just
the cheese.
pineapple?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
It's 100% ridiculous.
so.
For a game that's not even going to be good. Pivot.
And pivot.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, there's no translation. Translation.
Oh, I don't have a
sound.
transition sound
Yeah.
in there. Oh,
Pivot.
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 So
It's a Friends reference.
Let's go ahead and move into just one more story. I think it's really the only one that's really going to stoke any conversation. So this is a slight spoiler. Slight spoiler for a movie that's not out yet. Deadpool 3. Talk about Deadpool 3 right here. This one is actually just it's been officially reported on from the Hollywood Reporter, I believe. Is that who this is? Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter. They have confirmed that who was that? Jennifer Garner is going to be reprising her role as Elektra in Deadpool 3. So we have not seen her since her movie in 2006, something like that.
I was going to say Juno.
I mean, well, I was going to say, like, are you asking like her character or just Jennifer Garner in general?
No, her.
Yeah, the last thing her Elektra was in was the movie Elektra.
Yeah.
Which was surely it's in here somewhere.
Just a big old bag of doo doo.
Wow.
I mean, we had an Elektra in
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
What?
Desert Storm. I don't know why I was going to say Desert. I was going to say Desert Storm.
Christian, what's wrong, man?
Just
nothing's coming out of anybody's mouth correctly today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she first played Elektra in the 2003 Daredevil film, Ben Affleck's film.
God, that was
And then
terrible.
she got her spinoff.
She got her spinoff 2 years later, 2005. So yeah, it's been a minute. So bringing her back. And I don't want to talk about all the reports of all the people that we have been hearing will be in Deadpool 3. But let's just say there's going to be quite a few from the Fox universe.
Quite a few.
yeah,
Quite
like
a
the
few.
X-Men universe. Yes.
Yeah. Like all the basically it's all the Marvel characters pre-MCU.
Yeah.
It's like Deadpool is just basically called dibs on all the old cameos.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
Jennifer Garner is the only one that's really, well, aside from Hugh Jackman, obviously, but Jennifer Garner is the only one that's actually been confirmed. Everything else is still rumors and leaks, so I don't want to talk too much about them.
Now I thought, is the X-Men card thrower rumor, is that a rumor or is that
Gambit.
more
Gambit?
Yeah, I was trying not to say it, but
Well, I mean,
yeah,
all
Channing
of them
Tatum,
are rumored.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing
Channing Tatum
confirmed.
as Gambit.
I've heard both sides, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely one I've heard about as well.
Okay. So bit of trivia here. What was the first movie in which Daredevil appeared on screen?
Daredevil appeared on screen?
Hmm.
That's got to be not Ben Affleck, or else you wouldn't be asking us.
That is incorrect.
What?
What?
Right?
Wait, so it was?
So it is Ben Affleck?
Yeah, hang on. Before I do this, I want to make sure that this is correct because
Didn't have
Hang
the
on.
answer.
hang on.
I don't know who else it would be. Unless it was like maybe in a Punisher movie. No?
No. Mm-mm.
To my knowledge,
Unless
that
it was
the
before
first.
my time, Ben Affleck
Nope.
was the first one.
Hang on. Gotta make sure this is
I'm
right.
hanging.
Don't bring up fun facts that you're not ready to present.
Well, he does that. How you guys
Okay.
doing?
No, all right.
Yeah.
So there we go. I found it. All right. So in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, there is a very quick movie set backlot scene where Daredevil is fighting several bad guys, and it's like filming it, and Ben Affleck is in the Daredevil suit.
Oh. So it actually was Daredevil.
prior to
just
Daredevil.
before his movie came out.
Right.
Huh.
That checks out.
That's a deep cut.
Ben Affleck is well within those other movies.
Yes. Yes.
All right, Jason. Thank you for that.
No problem. No problem. Glad to help.
I'm not sure how I feel about that trivia.
Yeah.
That's one of those trivia questions where I'm just like, really?
Oh.
What do you, Josh? What do you mean, Josh?
good.
Like, to what end do you not feel? What you don't know how you feel?
I feel
What is-
gypped by that trivia.
What do you feel gypped by that?
I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
Wow.
What is correct trivia?
I didn't care for that trivia.
Would you like a redo? Do we need to start the game over?
No, that's the end of that game.
Okay.
So that is going to wrap us up for this episode, I think. Do you guys have anything else?
Nah.
No?
Nah, dog.
All right.
Nah.
Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Eat Sleep Nerd podcast. Before you leave and click away, make sure you click the like button down in this corner, I think, somewhere down there.
In this corner.
If you're on YouTube, youtube.com/@eatsleepnerd. Once you click that like button, make sure you also click the subscribe button, which I think is a little bit more that way.
Subscribe.
Maybe over there. I don't know.
Maybe
Click
over
subscribe.
there.
Leave some comments if we said something that made you think some thoughts. That'd be good.
Please feel free to correct us, because we like that.
And share us, please.
Share
us with your friends. And also be on the lookout. We got a bunch of stuff on the way. Bunch of movie reviews and TV show reactions and video games. And we're going to be doing other nerdy stuff as well. I'm going to start posting some Lego vlogs. I'm putting it out there so I can actually hold myself to it. Josh is going to make us play some Warhammer stuff.
I am.
We're going to be doing who knows what else. We're getting excited here in this studio to do more content for you fellow
So very
nerds.
excited about what we're doing.
Looking at our calendar, we still have 3 more episodes left of our Secret Invasion reaction videos. So stay tuned to those. We'll be posting our reaction videos on Friday following the new episodes airing. And then same thing for Strange New Worlds. We have 6 more episodes. Those new episodes air on Thursdays. We'll be doing our reaction videos on Fridays. As far as movies go, yet again, Mission Impossible, we'll be doing that one. We'll be doing Oppenheimer, Barbie. We have, I think that actually might be the last movie for a while. But then, other things to look out for. Futurama, the new season airs starts airing on July 20,
everyone.
starts airing on July 24th. I'm sure we'll be talking about that one.
Yes.
We also have this month the new Twisted Metal series, which I'm actually kind of excited about, maybe.
I hear it's a dumpster fire.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It might be a dumpster fire, but it all.
I'll watch it because Anthony Mackie's in it. I'm going to give it a shot.
I'm going to give it a shot. I want to give it a shot. Also, Telltale's new game, The Expanse, based on the sci-fi TV series, is coming out July 27th as well. I'm going to do my best to play that one when it comes out. So, a bunch of stuff happening this month, and obviously lots of stuff as we get into August and September and beyond. So, bunch of cool stuff. Make sure to keep coming back.
Keep coming back.
We'll be here for you.
Back for.
I've been saying a lot. You guys close this out.
All right. Well, go ahead and subscribe. Do the
yes.
things that you need to do on YouTube to make it YouTube. And yeah. Hope you enjoy.
Okay. Also, go to Facebook and like our page, because until we get 100 people follow us, until we get 100 people following us, we don't have access to certain analytics.
Yes.
So we're at 68, something like that, 68 or 69. Yeah, we need about another 30 people to follow our page.
I mean, give us like a
Share that
1,000 more. That'd be good.
Yeah,
too.
like 30 to like 10,000.
Right, but we need to unlock this feature.
Yes.
You know, and I just don't have the bandwidth right now to create a bunch of fake Facebook accounts. So if you could do this for us.
Yes, and speaking of Facebook, anytime we share a link to one of our YouTube videos, it actually helps us in YouTube if you like that post on Facebook. So
yes,
that's a whole wibbly wobbly SEO thingy. But yes, please, anytime we share a post on Facebook, just go do the whole thing. Click that little like button. It helps us out. Promise.
Right.
And that's what people tell me.
We want you to become part of the Eat Sleep Nerd community, part of the Eat Sleep Nerd team. And in order to do that, you must share.
Share.
Yes.
That's a new one.
One of us.
Resistance is futile.
One of us.
There's a sound clip for that.
There's a sound clip.
But we're doing music.
Okay, fine.
You can layer it.
So subscribing you'd be choosing. Once y'all finish.
He's segueing you into your Indiana Jones choosing thing.
Oh, choose wisely. He doesn't want to play another sound clip.
Anyway,
it's gonna layer up.
You've chosen wisely.
We're crashing and burning. Jason, take us out. What should nerds be doing before they come back and watch some more of our videos?
You mean besides everything we just asked them to do?
Yes, it's a lot. But
it is a lot.
It's so easy. Just go push some stuff.
But if you do these things, it will lead you to the other things. So make sure that you eat, sleep, and nerd.
Take it easy, people.